What is going on more than African Mystic here? You know, I have been wrestling with this subject to speak on it or not to speak on it. I, one of my tenets, one of the principles I live by is I like to find the pill in everything. I call it the PIL, it's an acronym. I like to find the positive, the inspiration, or the lesson. The positive, the inspiration, or the lesson. In any situation. Any. There's so much melancholy and disdain and lamenting and all this stuff about the administration, the elections coming up, and all this kind of stuff. And I sat back for a second, still thinking of all those things, and I say, you know what? I appreciate Donald Trump. I appreciate this administration immensely. I'm completely, totally grateful for this administration. And it's not because he's pledged $100 million to... Let me speak from a black perspective. Let me preface, first of all, let me preface this by saying this. I'm a black man in America, so I'm gonna speak from this perspective, okay? Then I could speak in a wider range. I'm gonna niche it down so you can understand, so you can really decipher the vernacular, so you can really understand what I'm trying to propound here, okay? And if you disagree, I love the conversation. Let's continue this conversation. Let's discuss. And if you want to give a rebuttal to anything I'm sharing, please come with facts, or I'll completely decimate your premise and defecate on your theories, unless they're factual. Okay, if I may put it so eloquently. I appreciate this administration immensely. And again, not because he's pledged hundreds of millions of dollars to HBCUs and brought the association back under the authority of the White House. Not because he's created opportunity zones that are going to be beneficial to impoverished areas, mostly inhabited by blacks and browns. You know, not because of his justice reform that is and will help a lot of disproportionately incarcerated black Americans, okay? Not because of his initiatives on police reform, not because of his platinum plan. All these things, I think you can look them up. I'm not going to go into details of every single one of them, okay? Look it up. I did my research. There's platinum plan for black people, okay? And suffice it to say, okay, and I speak factually when I say this based on my research. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know better. As far as I know, and I'm only barely 40, but as far as I know, he's the first president to really come out with a black agenda. Yeah, it's a black, and I say, man, it's a black agenda. Now, I'm talking about the stuff Ice Cube is taking to the administration. I'm talking about a black agenda. Okay, on paper. I don't recall Obama doing one. I don't recall Clinton doing one. Bush, we're not even going to talk about. So you kind of get my point. I'm talking about these black agendas, these things that specifically affect black and brown people. On paper. I say on paper because they have yet to be facilitated all the way through. Or the commencement of some of them haven't even started yet. I call myself that. But these are the reasons why I appreciate the Trump administration. These are the reasons why I appreciate the Trump administration. My gratitude comes from the fact that because a perceived racist, pussy-grabbing, misogynistic, greedy president, I said perceived, okay, and some facts to support all those accusations, let's be clear about this, is in power and was voted for by millions of people, okay? You can't deny that fact. The pussy grabbing came before the election. He took a vote. Hey, Jesus Christ. I personally have no disdain for the man. His character, yes. We all make mistakes, but goddamn, I'm not anti-Trump in any way. It gives you cause for pause, and it gives you a bit of hesitation to think. For me, people knew all this stuff and they still voted for him. Now, you see, the myth about voting, here's what people have got to vote for. Vote for someone that supports your personal interests. He's done that very well. People that believe he supports a personal interest are millions of people that are following him, or the ideologies, or he's able to stir them up. He's good. He's a master manipulator. But what he's done that I appreciate most of all is he's shown America a big ass gold-plated Trump mirror. You're looking at what America is. He's a personification, a representation of the epitome of what America is. What America was founded on. Not everybody. I want to make sure I'm clear on this. Not everybody. Okay? The history of America is marred by genocide and racism and slavery and murder. And you just name it, you name it, it's been done. And it continues today, except in a very sly way. It's caused people that are woke, people that are not racist, people that are righteous, to stand up with the minorities, so people that have been disenfranchised, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, even enslaved, put in disadvantageous positions by the system. It's caused a lot of people to unite that way. And it's also caused a lot of people to be, it's caused a lot of unity and division at the same damn time. Genius. Evilly genius. The crazies have come out. The righteous have come out. What's happening is it's caused a psychological, mental, physical, spiritual uprising on both sides. Something's about to happen. I'm not going as far as say civil war. Something's got to give. This is one of the things where it will resolve. It has to resolve. America's at an impasse because of this man. This was bound to happen. We could not have gone the same way and sweeping things under the rug. And if it wasn't for the police cams and cameras and all that stuff, you would think a lot of minorities were lying when they say the cop put his hand in my butt, or I was groped by the cop, or the cop asked me for a bag, or the cop beat me for no reason, or these are stories I've heard straight. I'm not making this up. Or I was because of my race I was pulled over. Like, you wouldn't believe all these stories, but now it's in your face. You cannot deny it. There's a problem. There's something wrong with the system. You cannot fix racism. It's an individual choice. Environmental, maybe from your parents. We learn it. You learn racism, okay? You cannot fix racism. You can't. But you can fix a system that perpetuates such. And even the system, you can bring it to as close as an equilibrium as you can. Because let's face it, we know who runs this. They gave black people civil rights, not equal rights. You gotta read the language, you gotta listen to the stuff. I'm not gonna go too deep into all that stuff. That's another video I'm writing now. I'm actually writing it out. This is just me talking. You can bring the system to a place close to the equilibrium, but it will never be in a racial homeostasis, if I may. But everything's being revealed. It was under the rug for so long. It was in people's hearts so long. I'm seeing my friends that are bigots. I'm seeing my friends that are racist. I'm seeing my friends that don't like me because they like me, but they hate other black people. I'm seeing, man, a lot is being revealed to me, and I'm sure millions of other people. I'm seeing my neighbors that are Trump supporters that, listen, and nothing is wrong. I don't know how many things Trump supporters. If you, and let me be clear about this. If you're benefiting from his tax initiatives, because they want to vote for him, I don't think you're a racist. You love your money more than you care about ethics. Cool. Or morals. Do you. After all, voting for someone in power, is to vote for someone that represents your best interests. Look, even murderers at some point help their neighbor with the groceries or plug their pipe in one of those building. Nobody's all good, nobody's all bad. It's a mix. But it's showing you what America is like, and people are taking action. And I'm hoping that there's a lot of us to steer it in the right direction, to continue educating, and most importantly, what he's done is he started the conversations loudly than ever around the world. Around the world. Do you hear me? Around the world. They're all white countries that are having BLM protests. And understand that. They're all white countries. Finland having BLM protests. You feel me? This is a shit show. But I'm grateful for it. It was bound to happen. And thank God it's happening this way, with a lot more people being more enlightened, where it's more peaceful than not. It's going to get rough. It can't help but get rough. Who knows what happens if he loses? Or should I say when he loses? I don't know. There's going to be some some tumultuous times coming. And usually these things it undulates anyway, you know. This is the biggest spike racially, excuse me, that I've witnessed in my lifetime. I've known older black people that have told me stories. I've known older white people that have told me stories. I'm getting interview requests on this subject more than even my business or spirituality, because maybe it's because of how I talk about it. And I try to speak of this unemotionally, because you got to be intellectual and factual about these kind of things, devoid of emotion. Because if I was to talk about how I feel, you won't listen, because I'm just another angry black man. I sit back and appreciate the times we're in, because this will end. Civil rights came out of violence, protests, beatings, incarcerations, lynchings, hangings, murders. Then the civil rights came about. Pray to God we don't get that far. But I appreciate that, because now the conversations we have and systemic changes are being created. Some by him, some by, let's not fuck around. Some by him, some by him. Systemic changes are happening, positive for minorities. Some by him, and some by the others, whoever takes power. Now, what he's doing for the vote or not, I don't care. I'm seeing the first step. That's important to me. First president to do these kind of things on paper. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me, but that's what I'm seeing from my research. But there's so far to go. When you look at the Black Lives Matter protests and there's a lot of white people in there, you know it's about them now. They're willing to risk their freedom for something they believe in. That's what allies do. Last thing I'll say is this, black people, there's no white savior. There's no white savior. Stop relying on white people to save the situation. We can do a lot by ourselves. I'm talking about taking charge of our destiny, taking charge of our fate, taking charge of our business, taking charge of our money, group economics, things that we can do to make sure that the black dollar is respected and appreciated by these companies, corporations, governments don't fucking appreciate us. A lot of you vote Democrats, you don't even know why you're Democrats. You know the kind of shit Democratic Party has done against black people? Do your research. A lot of people vote blindly. Do your research. And whatever moves you to vote a certain way, do it. Man, this has caused so much to happen. I was talking to a black Democrat last time, and after we went deep into some stuff, he was looking at me like, his last final question was, well, then who do I vote for? I said, whatever your heart tells you to. You gotta know both sides. Okay, left wing, right wing, both on the same fucked up bird. Know your shit. But it's caused people just realize America was not a true democracy by the definition. What the fuck is electoral college? What is that? Democracy, people vote, you get the most votes, you win. Done. To put it in layman's terms. That's how it goes. You get the most votes, you win. End the story. What the fuck is electoral college? Look it up. Look up the history of the electoral college, and you see like, I love talking about these things to my friends because they're like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, but yet you're over here trying to give democracy to other countries. What kind of fucked up democracy are you trying to take to other places? Let me just stop right there. But I appreciate that administration because of this stuff like this. I want to start a discussion on this. Post in the comments. People like messaging me instead, and I do respond, so you do that if you want to. Post in the comments, post your disagreements, your grievances with this, post your anything I might have forgotten, anything you want to add. Let's go, let's talk about this. The conversation is louder than ever, and it's echoing, reverberating to the world. This is a revolution. Physically, mentally, spiritually, psychologically, energetically, universally. This is happening. Earth is at an impasse. Which way it goes depends on you and me. Do your part. Vote. And don't just vote for the president. Vote locally. That's even more important. Vote for the person that's making laws that's going to affect you in your town. The person that's making laws that's going to affect you in your town. I was talking to someone who said, Trump has done nothing to affect me personally. Matter of fact, I paid the less taxes I've ever paid before. Which is the same for me, actually, paying less in taxes, yes. But that's just money. So you have to vote also for the local officers in your town, in your city, in your state. Your voice is important. And Trump has made it possible for record numbers to be voted for, to be probably should have written this down too. I see myself getting a little bit emotional there. I have to catch myself every now and then. You know what I mean? You have a voice, use it. Whichever direction you're going, go. Use it. And hopefully one day we're all enlightened and unite the way that we're meant to be as a human race. That's the only way we get through this. We're all human. We bleed red. It's not blue. There's no other kind of. We're all red. We all bleed red. Same thing. Underneath all of this, we're all human. And our souls are connected in the cosmos. Let's act like it. Let's love each other. Let's have intelligent conversations without killing each other, fighting each other, punching each other, shouting at each other. I have friends that are Trump supporters. Yes, friends. I don't judge them. I know some of the reasons why. Quite frankly, sometimes I can't blame them. I know friends that are Democrats. I know the reasons. They tell me something I can't blame them. It is what it is. But the conversations still started. And they're loud. And the revolution is being televised. So don't stand by or stand back, whatever the fuck you say. Get involved. Get involved. If you don't like the system, change it. Quit complaining about it. I'm going to stop right here. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy time with your family and vote. Make your voice be heard. Be valuable in the Constitution, in the democracy that you believe in. Be valuable in the country that you believe in. And truly, truly make America great. Talk to you soon. Make it a wonderful night.